Russia's interests. A return to the post-Soviet period in Russia, where the United States and European interests held significant sway and were essentially hollowing out the country. And this is something that Russia has restored itself in the wake of, and this is something Russia is very interested in preventing from happening again, and that is why Alexei Navalny was in jail in the first place. You also have to remember that as the US government funded Alexei Navalny and the network he was a part of, attempting to overthrow the Russian government internally, the US and NATO were expanding all the way up to Russia's borders. They were admittedly overthrowing the governments in countries along Russia's border, and they fully plan to do so in Russia itself. This was a very real national security threat Russia faced. This is what they responded to in the form of their special military operation in Ukraine, unfolding right now. I just want to make it clear that Alexei Navalny himself posed no threat at all to Russia. It was the network he was a part of and the US interests behind it and what they intended to do to Russia. Alexei Navalny was not the only one involved in this network. Following his death, many will eagerly seek to take his place. We have to remember also that the US isn't just doing this to Russia and the nations along its borders. The US is doing this all over the globe. The US is doing this here in Southeast Asia. They're using a very similar strategy to try to encircle China with US-installed client regimes who are irrationally hostile toward China and transform themselves into a battering ram against China. And we have to understand the US does not just project power around the globe militarily. They have this very well-honed, massive network of political interference centered around organizations like the National Endowment for Democracy. They build up political opposition groups inside targeted countries, and they build up a whole network around them. Not just the political opposition party and the leaders, but also media, legal organizations, polling organizations. It is a state within a state. This is the process the US uses to politically capture targeted nations all around the globe. It's very important that we understand how the US is doing this. We have to work hard to expose this.